Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's recipe is going to be chocolate chip cookie bars. And holy fantastic are these, probably one of my favorite things I've ever found to make. The whole recipe will be down in the description box and where I found it. I saw it as a slow cooker recipe, so I googled to see if maybe there was just something I can do in the oven. And I am so thrilled that I found it because this is the greatest cookie bar recipe I've ever found. They're so chewy and delicious. And I really wanted my daughter to help me. I like to try to get her enthusiastic about the kitchen. So it's just fun when her and I can make something together. So right here I am creaming the sugar and the butter. I will have all measurements down below. I'm going to cream this for 4 minutes until it's nice and fluffy and almost like a yellowy white. So it will take a little bit of time, but it's worth it once it's all creamed and fluffy. Here, Brooke is adding 1 egg. This was a half recipe. The lady had a recipe for a much bigger batch too, but she also had half the recipe for you. And I just wanted to do half just to make sure we liked it, and I wish I had made the bigger half. So I will put both recipes down below. Here I am adding, I believe it's a half a teaspoon of vanilla, maybe a little more. No, a whole teaspoon of vanilla. And we are going to mix this all together. Now Brooke is just going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and I believe it was 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And we just added the whole thing. We didn't do it in half batches. We just added it, and also the baking soda, and we just mixed it really well. And here I am folding in 1 cup of chocolate chips. You could use semi-sweet, you could use bitter if you wanted to, anything you would like. I think I just had milk chocolate, and I believe here I'm going to show Brooke how to sort of fold them and give her a chance to do it, because there's no right or wrong way. I just wanted her to learn and have fun, so here she is. She's going to try to take her turn and mix all the chocolate chips in, and this was so delicious. In the recipe online, it did say to use an aluminum pan, and I will explain that at the end too. So I didn't have one, and I took a chance with the glass, and I just sprayed it with some butter spray and really worked that in with a paper towel. And I guess because the amount of butter that was in the batter too, they slipped right out. It was absolutely perfect. I couldn't have asked for an easier way to get them out. I just took a cooling rack and flipped it on top, cut them, and put them back on the cooling rack, and they came right out. But if you're nervous, definitely use an aluminum pan. Next time I will definitely double the batch and make more of these because they're almost already gone in one evening. They were so good, and your batter will be quite thick and a little sticky too. And this is a result of the, I think it's called a chocolate chip cookie bars, because I'll cut them up and then I'll show you what they look like once it's cooled. But this is straight out of the oven. I cooked this at 350, exactly 30 minutes, and it got it a little darker than I probably should have only done it 25 minutes, but that's okay. And then when this completely cools, I'll cut them into bars and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, ladies, this is what it looks like when it was cut. I was a little concerned because I did it in a glass pan, but definitely grease your pan, because on the recipe it says it only works in aluminum pans, that it really didn't work good for glass pans. But I sprayed it with a little pan and it came right out and they cut perfectly. If any recipe that I recommend, if this is the only one you ever try, I will be a happy girl, because this is probably the tastiest treat I've ever made. They're so chewy and chocolatey and cookie, and I don't know how to explain how good these are. And if you try them warm, you'll thank me 100%, because these are delicious. Honest to goodness, if this is the only recipe you ever try, you'll be thanking me later. If you do end up making these, please make sure you leave a comment down below and tell me how much you love them. And don't forget to take a second to subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching.